Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2000 point battle report between Adeptus Mechanicus and Tyranids. Today on the channel, my Admech force known as the Penitent Forge have been tasked with defending this refinery here. The Tyranids from Hive Fleet Blizzard will be pushing in from this angle here. You can see their deployment zone, and my deployment zone is this triangle, two edges here. It looks like this. This is the Penitent Forge. This is Hive Fleet Blizzard. Basically, the Penitent Forge are defending the refinery on that flank, and they have another force rushing in from this flank here. There is a Tempest howling across this battle grid, so any unit that's more than 18 inches away gains the benefit of light cover, +1 to their armor save. And we are playing Storm Their Lines from the open war deck. The way this works is there's 6 objectives on the battle grid. There's 2 down here in this deployment zone for me, and 1 over here. And I get a point for every objective that I control in my deployment zone. And then the Tyranid objectives are here. Where's the other one? There and there, and I get 2 points for taking the objectives in my enemy's deployment zone and vice versa. 1 point for Hive Fleet Blizzard this way, 2 points for those objectives over there. We score at the end of the player turn, so I can score in my turn, my opponent can score in their turn, and looking across the battle grid, we've got loads of dense cover, minuses to shoot through this stuff out here. And we haven't got any ruins, so what I did when I set up the table is set up lots of large line of sight blocking terrain all over the place. So that can make firing more difficult, shooting through all this morass down here. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com, and all the scenery that you see is from gamemat.eu. We randomly selected all of this from the open war deck, and I'm not entirely happy with the way that this deployment has turned out. And because the Tyranids charging into this corner means they're going to be split all over the place, but the Tyranids will be a united front as they come to take this refinery and eat the soft meat inside the machine bodies. And joining us one more time on the channel is SteveNotRob. Say hi, SteveNotRob.
Hi, SteveNotRob.
Thanks for coming down again.
Thank you for having me.
It's been it hasn't been a while. We saw you recently
on the YouTube.
Things are unlocking.
They are.
And Hive Fleet Blizzard is here. We've seen it a lot of times on deploymentzone.tv, but I don't know if we've seen it on YouTube.
We first seen it when I first created the army on YouTube, first of all.
Okay.
Then I went to deployment zone for about 2 years. Yeah. So it has been about, but it's been locked in the deployment zone.
So what do you think about the new Admech? Do you like the new Admech? Are you scared of the new Admech?
I am scared, but I'm scared to play them because I've got an Admech army myself and the rules are very complex.
I'm scared to play your Hive Fleet Blizzard list. It looks terrifying.
I had to bring a fairly good Blizzard list.
It's a pretty good list.
Codex, so yeah.
And with this deployment, you having to push in to take objectives, because 2 points for me, 1 point for you, and Tyranids are aggressive. So this should favour you, but honestly, I've got no idea how this battle's going to go, because this is the first time I've played Admech with a new codex as well. Yeah. Shall we have a look at the armies?
Definitely.
Okay, this is bang on 2,000 points worth of Admech. I've got 3 HQs, 3 troops, 3 fast, 3 heavies. It's quite a nice rounded list. The new Admech codex is complicated, so I've stripped it right back here to keep it as simple as possible. The Penitent Forge follow the Martian Forge World Dogma, so we'll be using the Martian Forge thing. What that means is each time a unit shoots or fights, they can reroll 1 hit. And it also means that all the Skitarii units that you see in front of you gain Canticles of the Omnissiah. Keeps it simple for me. Basically, everything here has Canticles of the Omnissiah. Normally, it would only be your HQs and the Cult Mechanicus stuff, but everything gets Canticles, and you can select one, and you can't select the same one unless there's a strat or something that allows you to do it, and I'm not doing that. So I've got Canticles. Then all the Skitarii units, which are not the HQ and not them, get Doctrina Imperatives, and there's 4 of them to pick from. And you can do both. So that's what's happening here. I've got my re-roll to hit somewhere for every single unit. and I've got Doctrina, and I've got Canticles for everything. That's nice. The other thing that the Martian Forge world does unlock is, what's it called? Wrath of Mars? The Wrath of Mars stratagem, which is quite tasty. A chance to do mortal wounds when you shoot some guns. My 3 HQs. Now, Tech Priest Dominus rerolls hit rolls of 1 with core units. They're core units that shoot. These guys have got flamers. We'll get onto them so they don't need help. So he'll be going that way. And the Manipulus points at one of these units, and he can increase the range and increase the AP of either galvanic shots or radium shots. That's why I brought 2 units of 20. 20 Rangers, 20 Vanguard, which you can now do. There used to be units of 10. So the idea is when he points at a unit, they've got +1 AP and +1 range, and they'll be rerolling hit rolls of 1 with him. That seems like a strat for me. I quite like that. But I'm giving the Warlord trait to this lowly Tech Priest Engineer down here. The way I see it is their command protocols. These guys are really in charge, but they've downloaded a protocol into this guy to give him the Necromechanic protocol, which means that when he heals a vehicle, he puts 3 wounds back on the vehicle instead of D3, because all of these guys can put D3 back on the... Basically, they're the bosses, but they've told him he can fix things better, because the Tech Priest Engineer can now point at a vehicle and give the vehicle +1 to hit. So he's going to be back in a corner somewhere with one of the vehicles which are going to get shot at, and hopefully healing 3 wounds back on those vehicles every single turn. So talking about vehicles, 2 Onager Dune Crawlers with neutron lasers and 2 Cognis Stubbers. The Cognis Stubbers are now 4 shots each. So they've got 8 shots with small arms. And I've got 3 Iron Strider Ballistari, and they've all got twin Cognis las cannons. So this unit here actually chucks out 6 las cannon shots, which is nice. And the las cannon shots in the Admech aren't D6 damage, they're D3 +3 damage, so minimum 4. Neutron lasers, D3 +3 damage, so minimum 4. So that's my Daka coming out of the backfield. And he'll try and keep them safe. And he can point, like I say, he can point at a vehicle and give him +1 to hit. But there is a strat that you can put on little Tech Priest Engineers now, which means he can do it twice. So he can point at 2 vehicles and they both get +1 to hit. Another unit of troops to fill out the troop slot. And I did have points left over for a Plasma Caliber, so that's in there. And then in the fast units, as well as the Iron Strider Ballistaries, I've got some Sulphur Hounds, aka Robo Doggies, and Sterilizers, aka Flappy Boys. These have all got flamers, 12-inch flamers, 12-inch flamers, and they can deep strike in, and they're fast. Admech used to suffer from deep strike, used to suffer from mobility, used to suffer from speed, with the exceptions of Iron Striders or Dragoons. Now they have a number of units that make them fast, make them zip around the board, and these guys are relatively new to my force, so I was definitely bringing these, and also hitting flamers. Nice. Then we come across here to my Data Smith with 5 punchy bots. Now, Daka bots used to be the thing in the previous edition because you could fight twice with them. But punchy bots are great now because when you change... So the way the robots work is they start off with a 2-up save. And then you can change their protocol so that they have a ballistic skill of 3-up or a weapon skill of 2-up. So in the previous edition, if you gave them the shooty thing, they can't move, and they still can't move. But in this edition, if you give them the shooty thing, they hit on a 3 instead of double shooting now, and they can't move. But if you give them the punchy thing, they hit on a 2, and they can still shoot their gun. So I gave them flamers because they're going to be in combat, shooting into combat, and they've got an extra wound. So punching on 2s in combat with 7 wounds, and Castellan Fists give you an extra attack now, which means each of these punchy bots has 5 attacks at strength 10, -3 damage. This little bomb here is like 600, 700 points. It's 615 points for this lot. So there's a lot of points, but it's also a lot of punch. Hitting on 2s with 5 attacks. I like it. And he can heal these guys as well. And I've given him the relic, the Temporcopia. It's a casket from the dark age of technology. It's got nano machines? What's the word for nano machines? Tiny little machines that flow out from him into the enemy and infect them at a microbial level, at an atomic level, and slow them down. So any enemy units within 3 inches of this guy fight last, which is brilliant, which means if you go charging into my Dakka bots, you're going to be fighting last. Oh, and when you put the punchy protocol on these guys, so they hit on twos, they can also re-roll their charges. So very expensive, but they should be good, which is why I've brought them along. So punchy bots for punching, shooting in the backfield with D3+3 damage weapons, flamers for zipping all the way forward and covering the ground, and then loads of troops for scoring. I thought it was a good list, and then we randomly drew the deployment and the map that we're doing against Tyranids, and now I think I'm in a lot of trouble. But I'm very much looking forward to playing Admech. The new book is very complicated. There's lots of layers to it. However, you don't have to go down the rabbit hole down to all those layers. You can stay on the surface. So this is very level 1 Admech list without going too deep down, to get my head around all the new rules, all the new stratagems, all the new overlapping things. And then once I've played them quite a bit, then I might decide to go down a few layers. We shall see. Let's go and have a look at the Tyranids from Hive Fleet Blizzard. Right, this is bang on 2,000 points worth of Hive Fleet Blizzard. It's a battalion and a patrol, so that costs 2 command points. And then SteveNotRob hasn't bought a warlord trait, and instead put Dermic Symbiosis on one of the exocrines, and then spent another CP for Dermic Symbiosis on the second exocrine. Dermic Symbiosis means that you have 5 up and vulnerable saves on these guys, and you double the
wound characteristics. For
when you're bringing 2 exocrines along, keeping them shooty, keeping them active, and protecting some of the shots coming in, particularly against the Admech, it's the right life choice, I think.
It's basically being able to give them a save because of all the AP these days. It just gives them a chance of surviving, really.
Well, neutral lasers AP -4 goes straight through. So if I hit you, I could potentially one tap you. So this way gives you a 5 up and vulnerable save. And 2 exocrines are no joke. And there's a strat now that you can put on them so they can move and shoot without the penalty. Yeah. So they're no joke. So you've got them for shooting. But meanwhile, Hive Fleet Blizzard follows the what adaptive physiology?
It follows the physiology I choose on the day. No, I've made them a neutral thing so I could basically play all the Hive Fleets.
Yeah,
but today I've gone for Kronos today.
What does Kronos do?
So Kronos is basically, if you stay still, you get to re-roll 1s in the shooting phase.
Nice.
And they're better at, and their other thing is they're better at shutting down enemy psychos because they have different strats to do it. But it won't come in affected.
So if they stay still, they're re-rolling hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase.
Exactly, yes.
You've got a unit of Hive Guard, which are pretty much auto-include because they can shoot around corners with impaler cannons.
Now as well.
And they're cheaper in points, so they're re-rolling hit rolls of 1 as they stay still. The conversions on these guys are absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
What is this I'm looking at here?
That awesomely big dude is my interpretation of a flying hive tyrant. So I kit bashed him from multiple kits.
What kits? What am I looking at?
So he's basically got a normal flyrant kit. He's got a head of a Moloch and a Carnifex, and some bits from a Turvagon, some bits from Horospex, a body of a Carnifex, and a Hive Crown.
It's like
kit bashed them together.
5 or 6 kits.
Yeah.
1 minute. This is normal Hive Tyrant.
This is a baby Hive Tyrant.
No, this is my Hive Tyrant. It's not baby.
It's got baby, but he goes in the corner.
Your one's bigger than mine.
Well, I've heard that before.
Nice. So, flying Hive Tyrant, what's he got on him?
So what's he got on him? So he's got monstrous rending claws represented by the big Horospex claws, and he's got 2 Devourers, basically. The 12 shot.
Nice.
12 shot ones. 6 shots apiece.
Okay.
Lots of Dakka.
What's this bad boy?
That is a Devacaron. It's my version of a Devacaron.
This is scratch built as well.
He's not quite scratch built. He's scratch rescued.
Right.
I brought him off eBay and he was literally like smashed to smithereens. I rebuilt him. I made him a better carapace.
So this guy automatically comes with a 5 up and vulnerable save. He's a Forge World choice. And then if he eats things using his thorax, then he also gets a 5 up feel no pain as well.
Basically, yeah.
So, but to eat things, you need to hit stuff with a low strength.
Yeah, basically.
It's hard to eat vehicles.
Yeah.
But he starts with the 5 up and vuln, potentially can get 5 at Feel No Pain as well. Has a stupid number of attacks. These things are D3 plus 3 damage when they hit stuff, so minimum 4 damage. Yeah. He's an absolute beast.
What's good about him as well, he's got a thing called a Death Leaper ability, which basically almost gives him the fly key.
He can move over.
He can move over infantry, anything, as long as he doesn't land on them, and walls and such. Basically.
That's it. Yeah, he moves 12, anything, really. And he can jump over units that are in the way.
Yes, as long as he doesn't land on them.
And then if you stick onslaught on him, he can move, advance, and charge, and jump over units in the way. So
I mean, he's better in a Kraken list, but. You know, he's more optimised in a Kraken list, but he's such a cool model, and I never played him with you, so I was going to play him.
Well, he's a cool model, and he's mean. We should mention at this point, though, that you do conversions. Many conversions for many people, like these beautiful conversions here. You do offer up your services to people, random strangers on the internet.
Yeah, just random strangers on the internet, you know.
So if you're a random stranger on the internet and you'd like some of SteveNotRob's services, how will they contact you?
Either via the DZ Discord or Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. You'll see me. It's DZTV _SteveNotRob.
DZTV _SteveNotRob on the Instagram. Or if you're a deploymentzone.tv supporter, then you'll be in the Discord and then DM in directly.
Definitely.
And if you're not a deploymentzone.tv supporter, then again, stranger on the internet, _DZTV, SteveNotRob. You've done some conversion work for me as well.
Lots.
You, because you've done model building when you were younger and things, so you've got proper skills and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to be an animator when I grew up, but I never really grew up. So.
Instead, you turned into an MMA fighter and beat the crap out of people. Yeah. Right, so what are we looking at here then for models and things?
So models, so we've got 2 Broodlords, because I've got I mentioned at the start, we've got a battalion and a patrol. So
2.
Yeah.
2 Broodlords.
2 Broodlords,
not
because
1.
They're really good.
2.
2 Broodlords cracking at combat.
How about you only bring 1 though? We just just 1.
Well, then you can take your robots away.
Okay, you can have 2.
Thank you.
I mean, 2 is like mean.
2's good because they're probably like the best for their points version.
They are really good.
You know, and they got a psychic. What I think the NIDs need, all HQs need a psychic ability, really.
Okay.
As much as I want to bring a Tyranid Prime, I really like the model, but I think they should have a psychic ability.
Okay.
So I brought Rambling Steve, two Broodlords,
right,
and a Neurothrop. So there's an old school.
Okay.
Neurothrop's the Warlord, but it makes no difference in this edition.
Because you haven't got the Warlord trait because you're given Dermic Symbiosis.
Exactly.
But have you given a relic to anyone?
The relic that I've given, I don't know actually.
Resonance Barb is probably
yes,
the
of
thing.
course. That is exactly what I've given. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, and the Resonant Barb is on this guy, hence his Mohawk.
Nice.
Being a Barb, yeah. So he's got the Resonant Barb.
Beautiful. Which is an extra psychic power and +1 to cast.
+1 to cast, basically, yeah. Hopefully.
There's a Chronos. I mean, we'll go through the psychic powers when we hit the battle, but there's a Chronos specific one.
Yeah, which is what this guy's got.
Right.
I've given it. It's called Storm. Basically, what that does, if I cast that on a unit, on 6s to hit, it explodes.
Right. Okay. So Chronos, if they stand still, they're rerolling hit rolls of 1. And if that psychic power's on a unit, they'll be rerolling hit rolls of 1, and 6s count as 2 hits.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So they're suddenly very shooty. With the Exocrines and with the Hive Guard.
And if you put it on an Exocrine, it explodes on 5s because the Exocrines. Exocrines stay still, they get a +1. So then the Storm would go off on a 5+.
So on it, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, exploding on 5s and 6s. If the psychic power goes off.
Yes.
And I've got no ability to deny the witch.
No.
Nice. So shooting with the Exocrines and the Hive Guard. These guys are going to be coming forward like a freight train along with your 2 Broodlords.
Yeah.
You've got a Neurothrope and the Zoanthrope combos.
Yeah, so I've only the 5 Zoanthropes today.
So there's Neurothrope, there's Zoanthropes.
Yeah.
It's the HQ, the thing, and the yeah. So that's 2d3 mortal wounds, so long as there's 5 guys, 4 guys in there. As soon as it goes to 3 guys, it's d3 mortal wounds. You brought Warriors, not a popular choice, but well done.
No, I love them again. I wish they would just be a bit more tougher armor and better shooting, but it is what it is.
Yeah, because they kill fours with shots.
So basically, they've got Death Spitters and they've got a Venom Cannon in each.
Yeah,
dead simple. 15 and a 16 Termagants, basic. Because of points, really. Still 5 points a model, still well overcosted, if you ask me.
You reckon?
Well, they got a 12-inch gun.
That's true.
Foxwalkers
are 5 points.
Yeah, but 5 points. They've got Feel No Pain.
They haven't got any shots. They just got 6.
And they've got good strats to bring people
back. They do,
back.
actually.
So got, I wouldn't mind if they got some really cool strats, but that they are what they are. They're the meat and potato, really.
Is anything in 40k less than 5 points now? I think 5 is the bottom.
Yeah, probably, but it shouldn't be. Anyway, yeah. Regardless of that, so 2 Growth Warriors, Termagants, Exocrines, Hive Guard, Democaron, and some HQs, and that's me done.
Sweet. I do like Termagants. I've got like 70 of them.
I've got about 120 of them.
Have you?
Yeah.
You've got, again, you're bigger than me. You've got more than me. It's longer than me. Yeah. It's bluer than me. Hive Fleet Blizzard is about to storm across this battle grid and take on the Penitent Forge. Let's go on to deployment. And here we are after deployment. I've got 2 objectives down here, so I've titled up quite significantly here with my Data Smith, and all of my characters are here essentially. There's 40 dudes there. The Manipulus, the Tech Priest Dominus, the Tech Priest Engineer, both of my neutron lasers, and this is what I look out upon from this flank. We're saying that these big walls are not ruins, they are not breachable. The Democara can still jump over them, and flying things such as the Neurothropes and Zoanthropes, which are down here, could jump over them, but stuff running on the ground will have to go around them. Remember, it's going to be -1 to shoot through any dense cover, and also because a Tempest is blowing, that's the twist in this game. Anything more than 18 inches away gains the benefit of light cover. So potentially my vehicles could have a 2-up save, but there's an Exocrine here that could have a 2-up save, and the Hive Guard are tucked in there. Remember, they can shoot around corners as well. And they'll have a 2-up save or 3-up save, I forget which. There's the other Exocrine over here. So we have Zoanthropes, Neurothropes, Hive Guard, Broodlord, Exocrine, Democaron ready to jump forward. SteveNotRob did not put his Winged Hive Tyrant in reserve, though I did put the Flappy Boys in reserve. And they're all crowded on an objective there. There's some Warriors and some Little Bugs on that objective, and a Broodlord and an Exocrine and some Little Bugs on this objective. This is the Broodlord that has that exploding on 5s and 6s. So exploding on 6s, Chronos psychic power. 5s and 6s.
That's a relic.
Relic.
The relic gives. He's got the barb thing. He gives the +1.
Right. It's the relic that does explosions.
No. He's got the power, but multitude. They've all pretty much got that power as well.
Okay. Right.
Makes it.
He's got the resonance barb, but it's a psychic power, so that you explode on 5s and 6s. Right. Okay. And then down here, I've only got this. Unit of Iron Striders. I could not put them further in the corner if I tried. But I did put the Robo Doggos at the front because they've all got flamers. That's quite a nasty amount of Overwatch if someone charges them. And some Flappy Boys ready to jump in. And this unit down here. So less defending this 1-point objective here for me. More defending those 2 points over there. You've got quite a shooty Tyranid list. You've got quite a lot of guns, as well as quite a lot of scary stuff ready to come charging forward and eat my face off. And the only thing that I've got scary that's going to come charging forward and try and punch your face off is my punchy bots, which is probably why you didn't deploy anything over here, right?
That's true. They scare me lots. It's a strat to be able to make you fight less and makes them even deadlier.
His relic.
Yeah,
the temporal... 1 minute. Temporcopia. What a mouthful. Start the fight phase. Select an enemy unit within 3 inches of the bearer. Can't fight until all eligible units from my army have done so. It's quite fruity. SteveNotRob.
Yes.
We need to roll to see who goes first.
Yep.
Guess first.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
4.
4.
Respectable 4.
A respectable 4. I get a 4.
You got a respectable 4 as well.
A respectable 4 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're going to roll a 1. You rolled a 2.
You're going to roll the 1. See?
Oh! But you can choose whether you go first or second. Because it's open play, match play. You have to. As we go on to Tyranids turn 1.
Yes.
Here we are after the Tyranids movement phase. At the start of the battle round, I pick a Canticle and a Doctrina, which lasts until the start of the next battle round. So I've done the one which +1 to hit. +1 to hit when I shoot some guns, and also reroll a hit, reroll a wound, reroll a damage when I shoot some guns. Because this opening salvo from the Tyranids is going to be painful. And I don't need Shroud Psalm at this time because of Tempest. The Tempest rule is in effect, which is everything more than 18 inches away gets the benefit of light cover, and Shroud Psalm gives you the benefit of light cover. So I don't need that one at this time, not until they get closer to me. And you've moved around with the Exocrine, spent a CP on Symbiotic Devastation so it counts as remaining stationary. The brain bugs are poking around the corner of this barricade, ready to smite and psychic scream down into my lines. And the two big nasty boys aren't going for the punchy bots, where the two objectives are, because I can shut them down from punching. Instead, they're coming around this way, and let's not mince words here. This flank is in significant trouble already. Let's go into the psychic phase. So we're starting with this Broodlord, who's going to cast Symbiostorm, which is a Chronos-specific one. It's normally a 6, but a 5 because of the Resonance Barb. That's good. So that's 6 is to hit explode,
Yep,
5 is to hit explode because it stays still. Where are we going next, sir?
We're going to try and cast Onslaught onto the...
Yes, the Demacharion advance, so he can't charge unless you get this off. This is a 6. And that's a pass. The Demacharion can charge. What's his other powers?
Catalyst, so he's going to put...
Where are you putting Catalyst?
On himself.
Okay,
He's
6 as well.
It's a selfish bug.
Okay, so he's charging even though he advanced. He's got a 5-up feel no pain. Now we're coming across to the centre of the battle grid. So the Zoanthropes have Psychic Scream and Smite. Smite is normally 18-inch range, but you add 6 with this unit. And so I'm in range.
Yep.
The Dunecrawler is in range.
So I will start with the Cheeky Smite.
Okay, Cheeky Smite.
Smite goes
that
off.
passes. And that's 2d3 mortal wounds. I can't deny it.
Yeah, 2d3.
And that does 4 mortal wounds on the Onager Dunecrawler. Now mistakes were made because Psychic Scream is an 18-inch hit.
Yeah.
And you're out of range.
I am.
So what can a Neurothrope do?
Well, they can cast 2, can't they?
Yeah.
So they just do that. Oh no, that's
that
right.
was it.
So so the Neurothrope will just smite as well.
Are you an 18 range with him?
Oh, well, he's 24 for smite, isn't he? Because he's a Zone Thrope.
It's the Warp Blast rule. Zoanthropes get Warp Blast. Neurothropes don't get Warp Blast. That's the one that increases the range. His second, so he can't smite, but the second power, this one, sorry, is the Horror, which is 24-inch range.
So he's going to go on this dude as well.
Okay.
This dude, or I can choose, can't I?
You can choose 24-inch
So
range.
it can only be that guy because he's the only one in range. So he
And
doesn't
that
go
does
off anyway.
Come on, boy.
No, it's not worth it.
That's the psychic phase done. Now we're moving on to the shooting phase. SteveNotRob has selected this Exocrine to fire at the Iron Strider Ballistaries. And he spent 2 points on Pathogenic Slime. Because they, damage to 3. Because it's damage 2 gun.
Yeah.
And they've got 6 wounds.
Yeah.
And now we've made it damage 3 gun.
Woohoo!
That works for me. So 12 shots, it stayed still, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
You got the dice now.
I've got the dice now.
Right.
Yeah.
If you could, threes to hit because it stays still. 12 shots.
12 shots. Here we go.
Rerolling any ones. There are no ones.
There are no ones.
The 6s explode, however.
The 5s explode.
The 5s and 6s explode.
Yes.
So out of the 12 shots, you got
13. I missed 1 here.
Which explodes and that explodes and that explodes. You got 14. You got 14 hits out of 12 shots.
That's lovely, isn't it?
That's really horrible. Yeah. Strength 7, toughness 6, wounds on 3s. Oh, the wounding didn't work as well as the shooting.
No.
Dude, you got 14 hits but only 6 wounds.
Not good.
So it worked out all right in the end. Yeah. Right, it's -2 but -1 because of the Tempest.
Yes.
So I have a 4-up save. I only make 1. That'll kill an Iron Strider, that'll kill an Iron Strider, and that'll put 1 down to 3 wounds remaining. I think they might. No explosions. So that was a deadly opening salvo from the Exocrine. Now we're coming on to the Hive Tyrant firing its Devourers down into the doggos here. There's 12 shots hitting on 3s.
No rerolls.
Strength 6. They used to be toughness 3, but they're toughness 4 now.
3's a wound.
Yeah. It's no AP though, is it?
No AP now.
Again, you didn't wound, but this is going to be me not saving again.
4.
They have 4-up saves. I made the saves!
Woo.
1 minute.
We caught something.
We caught something.
You caught something.
Exocrine's at AP -3.
That's true, yes.
And so he failed a save as well. Now I could CP and try and get a 5-up. But let's face it, I think I'm pretty screwed in this corner. So we caught it. And that opening salvo from the Exocrine wiped out all 3 of the Ballistari. Okay, we're now coming down here. There's some Hive Guard with Impaler cannons that can shoot these javelin spears round corners. They're going into this what's it called? Onager Dunecrawler here. They're going to be firing through the cover. Now, they ignore saving throws in cover, but not minuses to hit. This is dense cover. We said all this stuff was dense and different. So it's going to be forced to hit them with 12 shots.
Yes. Reroll 1s because they stood still.
Yes. There's a 1.
1.
7 hits at strength 8, winning on 3s. And that's 6 wounds. Now these are AP -2 but
D3
light
damage,
cover
yeah.
becomes AP -1. So I need 4 up saves. And I make 2. So that's 4d3 damage on my Onager Dunecrawler.
How many
4d.
wounds has he got
He's
left?
got 7 left.
7 left. Okay.
7.
Here we go. 7. Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. He dies and doesn't blow up. I've lost 2 units or 4 hallowed vehicles. The Penitent Forge are weeping right now. And this Exocrine is targeting the last Onager Dunecrawler here. We have 12 shots hitting on 4s.
Yes. Reroll 1s.
Yes.
The strat
Because of the Chronos thing. No
No
ones.
1s.
7 hits. Strength 7, toughness 7. 4s to wound.
Okay.
4 wounds.
4 wounds.
I need my 5 up invulnerable saves. I make 3 of them.
That's better.
So D3 damage on the last.
2 damage because it's an extra.
Oh, Exocrine. Yes.
2 damage.
Down
Minus
to-
3, 2 damage.
Down to 9 left. Finally on this flank there is a Venom Cannon which can see through this gap. It can see the Dunecrawler, D3 shots. 2 shots hitting on 5s though because of the dense cover thing.
Nope.
No hits. And that is the end of the shooting phase unless you pay a couple of CP to
I
fire
think
again.
I've got to pay this.
I don't think you have to. It kind of
but
stings.
if I don't, I'm going to get so much abuse from the NID players. They're like, oh, no, you don't do mechanical
You've
roll.
killed so many of my hallowed machines.
Yes. Well, you've got the hallowed robots of doom that I'm incredibly scared of. I probably should have shot them.
So 2 CP for single-minded annihilation on the Hive Guard.
Yes.
And we're going to fire again. Firing out the Impaler cannons, trying to take out the last Onager Dunecrawler here. Hitting on 4s. And re-rolling the 1s because you're Chronos. There's 2 1s there. 6 hits, wounding on 3s. And I have a 4 up save. Is that 4?
That's 4.
I see 4. 4 up saves because of Tempest.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's good. In fact, that makes you burn 2 CP, putting you all the way down to 5 already because you spent quite a lot during your deployment thing.
With relics.
That's the one.
And,
Now we have
control.
some charges coming on.
Yes.
Who wants to eat all the flamey goodness?
Well, I think the Hive Tyrant's going to eat all the flaming.
'Cause he's got catalyst
catalyst on himself.
Will
yes.
it be rude not to overwatch
It
you?
would be. I fancy a bit of barbecue. But
Right, first up, I'd like to spend another 2 CP on Wrath of Mars, but you can only do that in the shooting phase. So select this in the shoot. So I can't do that. The Princeps has got a Phosphor Blaster pistol, which is D3 shots. So I'm going to add that to all of these. These are all the pistol shots. Now, normally you can't fire pistol weapons and other weapons, but the Robo-Doggos have got a rule that says they can. So I'm going to fire all the pistols first, which hit on 6s. And I get to 3 6s, and I need 5s to wound you. And I get 1 wound at AP -1.
what's the strength of the pistol?
It's strength 4 or 5, so
He's fine.
he's fine. And now I've got to do all the flaming breaths from the dogs, the sulfur breaths from the Robo-Doggos of Doom. So 8 D6 auto-hitting flamer breaths for not very many. 20 auto hits at strength 4. I need 5s, and they are AP -2. 7 5-up saves, it's -2.
Yeah, but he's got a 4-10 button.
7 4-up saves because of his 4-up invulnerable save. And he failed only 3, and then he got Catalyst. They're only 1 damage each.
Okay.
Yeah. Flamed.
Here we go.
So
3 damage.
I took 3 wounds off of him before he comes flying in. 2d6. You basically auto in unless you roll Snake Eyes. He is auto in.
Yes, because
And he lands there. Now the Demacharian charging through.
I don't know what he wants. Let's roll it and find out. This is probably not
4 is probably a fail. Definitely a fail, Rob.
It's a fair, Steve, that is. Rob paints. I make stuff for you.
I believe I still, after all these years,
Technically,
See,
we
the
are
reason-
Alfarius and Omega, so we're like twins.
see, SteveNotRob is a way of making sure that I never, ever messed you up with Rob, not Steve, who doesn't look anything like you and doesn't talk like you.
He's handsome like me, so, you know.
Yeah, but he's scruffier.
That's true, yeah. He's smarter than me, so yeah.
Well, he's smarter than me. He's a
PhD in something.
he's a
isn't he?
genius guy,
he's
yeah.
genius.
Okay, so you're spending the CP. Sorry,
It's okay.
maybe I shouldn't call you Steve or Rob or anything.
No,
Maybe
it's
I
fine.
should just
Everybody
start.
knows me as Steve, not Rob now.
Maybe I
you know.
should just start calling you Terry. or
Did
something.
you tell the cast why you call me Steve, not Rob? Because I keep forgetting. But it was
Yeah.
like it was an intro that we filmed that took at least 10 minutes.
I
to
know,
film the
because it
intro,
kept saying Rob.
You did this
Rob.
lovely narration.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful, and it almost brought me to tears and made sheep weep. And
I know.
Cows bend their knees. And anyway, yeah.
And at the end-
So, hello, Rob. No, I'm Steve. I've only been playing you for 5 years and I'm still Steve.
I'm going to start calling you Terry.
Terry.
Terry!
Terry or Timmy. Timmy. Here we go. Oh, that's better.
That's an 8. The Demacharian comes smashing through. Now we fight. Terry. No, I can't call you Terry. It's SteveNotRob.
SteveNotRob.
So Demacharian, 6 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s. And he rerolls hits. That's what he does. So that's 5 hits. Strength 7 plus 1. So he's strength 8 versus toughness 4. Winning on 2s. And it's AP, what's that one?
That's a 5.
AP minus a bajillion. But these guys have like enhanced bionics now. So they have a 5 up and vulnerable save.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I make 2 of them. And the damage is auto D3 plus 3.
Yeah.
So he wipes out 2 of the doggos straight away.
Yeah.
There's an additional attack with his big whippy tail of doom.
Yeah.
Which hits. And a wound on a 3, this one.
It
doesn't wound. But wait, it's not over. He has a thorax spine maw. Let's show off the thorax spine maw. It's really disgusting. He tries to eat people. So the way this works is I roll a dice and add my strength. And if it's equal or less than your strength, you eat some. Eat some. Yum, yum, yum. Basically, I need a 5 because they're strength 3. So I need a 5 to stop being eaten. I get a 5! And the good thing about that is if you do eat, so you don't shove any in your belly. There's too many metal in the way. If you did, though, you get D6 mortal wounds to the unit.
And a 5 plus feel no pain.
5 plus feel no pain for the rest of the game. Yeah. Okay. Maybe next turn.
Next time.
Right, now we're on to the Hive Tyrant. What's he got?
His monstrous rending claws with
Okay.
these things here.
4 attacks, which is stupid. He should have, it's a Hive. It should have 28 attacks or
Should
something.
have a lot of attacks.
2s to hit, though.
2 to hit. Naturally, I roll 2 ones.
Brilliant. What's his strength?
Strength says 7, 6. 6. 6, but I get to re-roll because it's basically like lightning claws.
Okay. 3s to wound.
Okay, so that is a -3.
5 up and buns.
Yeah.
I fail 1. How much damage?
D3 damage.
Okay.
So that's
No, that's fine.
Okay,
You
so
kill another one. So you've killed 3.
and his tail. Let's do his
Oh, tail. Hits. Doesn't wound.
Yeah.
So you wiped out a bunch of my vehicles, but you only killed 3 dogs.
Yeah. So
What's going on there?
2 great big beasts that look terrifyingly scary that are meant to be good in combat.
Yeah.
Kill 3 dogs.
I think I made a bunch of 5 up and vulnerable saves.
That was good though. Yeah. Yeah.
I get to punch you back now.
You do.
Right. So the alpha, this chap,
Yeah.
has 3 attacks and an arc maul. I hit on. I hit once. The strength 6, your toughness 7. I don't wound. Then clawed limbs from the doggo, 2 additional attacks. One of them hits, strength 4. Doesn't wound. Then all the other chaps have 2 attacks each, plus the doggos give them an extra 2 attacks each, 4 attacks each with their clawed limbs. We're going to go everything at the Demacharian. It's 3s to hit, might be 4s, let me double check. It's 4s to hit. I did get 14 hits as I try and claw your kneecaps off. Strength 4, toughness 5, 5s to wound the Demacharian. 2 wounds. AP dash.
So 3 up.
He's
fine.
He's fine. Okay, he's fine. Then we have morale. Yeah, that's the end of the fight phase. Morale on these guys. Leadership 7. They'll pass. They're heroically standing firm on this objective here. This is good because you could have just steamrolled past them and jumped on that objective. So at least you won't score that at the end of your turn 1. You will get 3 points because you're on all 3 of your objectives. But more importantly, 6 laser cannons have been wiped out. Onaga Dunecrawler has been wiped out, except for this one remaining here. He can put 3 wounds back on that, so he'll be fine. But apart from this gun here, I have no more long-range guns as we go on to the Penitent Forges, turn 1. And here we are after the Penitent Forges movement phase. I stayed locked in combat up here because I'm in engagement range, and I could do the Wrath of Mars strat. But then something interesting happened. I advanced and rolled a 6 with my Vanguard vets, so they went 12 and came all the way around here. And that's the unit that the Manipulus pointed at, which is... do you enjoy the tea?
Perfect. No perils.
It's you point a unit within 9 and they get plus 6 inches to their shots and -1 AP. And you're not in Tempest. So they could shoot out now, which makes them interesting. So I could Wrath of Mars them now. So it's confused me. The Rangers only moved forward round this way. There's an objective there that I'm heading towards. And I'm only on these 2 objectives here, so I've only got one thing camping on this objective and one thing camping on this objective within 3 inches of the edge. But at least he's a character, can't be shot at, because I'm in range of that and there's stuff in front. They advance, so they can't shoot. Those flamers are heavy, they're not assault weapons. But what we're going to do in the shooting phase is we'll start off with the neutron laser, and I'm going to fire it at the exocrine and the cognate stubbers at them. But a couple of things first. So he's shooting through a tree, but with Doctrina Imperative, his ballistic skill is now 2 up. -1 to hit because I'm shooting through the trees, 3 up. And then he points at a unit and awakens the machine spirit to put it back down to a 2 up.
Yep.
And so that's 8 shots with the cognate stubbers coming in at them. And I hit 5 times. It is strength 4, your toughness 4, and I wound you 4 times. 3 up in Vuns, one of them takes a wound, they've got 3 wounds each. Then the neutron laser is going to fire at the exocrine, it has D3 shots. For 3 shots! I'm hitting on 2s. And because the canticle of the Omnissiren effect is reroll a hit, reroll a wound, reroll a damage. I'm strength 12, so I'm wounding on 3s, and I'm rerolling a wound. Now I'm rerolling a wound with the canticle. Reroll 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 damage. But you have Dermic Symbiosis, so 2 5 up and vulnerable saves.
Nope, I'll go for it.
Command point?
No.
D3 plus 3 each time. So that is 6, and I can re-roll that because I can't get worse. It's D3 plus 3. That's 5 damage, right?
Yeah.
So that's 11 damage.
I think they got 12 to start with.
I think they got 12 to start with.
Yeah.
So if I don't re-roll the damage, he's on 1 wound left. Yeah. If I do re-roll the damage, it will either put him to 1 or 2 wounds or kill him.
Yeah.
So I might as well re-roll that. Because it can only get 1 worse. And he gets 1 worse. He's got 2 wounds left. All right, we're on to the Rangers, firing through the dense cover, 2 shots each. But I moved, so 4s to hit you, your exocrine. I do re-roll 1s, there's a Dominus nearby. And I do re-roll 1 hit with Benediction of the Omnissiah as well, so that was 24 hits?
26 hits.
26 hits, and I'm strength 4, your toughness 8.
Yeah.
So it's 6 to wound, yeah. But I do re-roll 1 of these as well, because of Benediction of the Omnissiah. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would be AP -1, but there's a Tempest blowing. So 5 3-up saves with 2 wounds left. And if you make 2 of these, I'll be really annoyed after with damage.
3 ups, aren't they?
Yes, 3 ups. And you failed 2. Command point. You've got 4 CP left.
Just to annoy you.
I shouldn't have re-rolled that damage roll.
Yeah, just to annoy you, I will. Oh, no, that's cocked. No,
yay!
Does it blow up? No.
He doesn't get angry. I do kill him with the Rangers. Good work, lads. Did not expect that to happen. Right, the Rangers, the Vanguard. There's 7 of them that can see the little bugs. So I'm hitting on 4s because I advanced and they're assault weapons. I'm re-rolling 1s because there's a Dominus nearby, and I'm re-rolling 1 of these because of Benediction of the Omnissiah. Radium Carbines are modified hit rolls of 6 auto wound the target. And these are strength 3, toughness 3. So these will wound on 4s. And interestingly, they're AP -1 because of the Tech Priest Manipulus. So I killed 9 of the bugs.
9.
And that's it for shooting around here. So now we come to this end of the table. Now, models in engagement range can shoot at targets that are in engagement range of it. I've got 2 units in engagement range of that target with pistol weapons. And they're Sulphur Breath and they're pistols. Count as pistols. The flame, they're all pistols. So, 9 wounds on him with Catalyst, or everything that way. And Wrath of Mars. Wrath of Mars strat costs 1 if the unit is below 10 power, and they are, or 2 if it's above 10 power, so for only 1 CP. Now I need to think about where the shot's going. Right, Dimacharian's got 18 wounds, so let's put everything into the Hive Tyrant. 8 shots with dual pistols plus the D3 for the blast 1. I'll roll them all together because while the strength of that is 5, they're all AP. They're all wounding you on 5s at AP -1. So here's the pistol shots into the Hive Tyrant. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling a hit. Hitting on 4s? Why hitting on 4s?
Do you suffer a -1 from shooting into combat?
Not with pistol weapons.
Not with pistol, that's fine then.
No. Oh, what am I doing? I'm hitting on 2s because of the improved ballistic skill thing. I would have probably killed some more stuff over there. At strength 5 or 4, so I'm wounding on 5s, and I can re-roll a wound, and 6s to wound are mortal wounds in addition with Wrath of Mars. So that is 3 wounds at AP minus 1.
AP minus 1.
Or two saves, sorry. Oh yeah, 3, yeah, that's an addition, yeah.
3.
Okay.
So that's 1 wound already.
Yeah, plus the mortal wound.
Mortal wound, okay, so
it's 2 5-ups.
2 more 5-ups, here we go. Fine.
You make them both. Right, okay, brilliant. And then the 5d6 flamey sulfur breaths for that number of hits. 21 hits, wounding on 5s, looking for the 6s. It looks like this: 10 4-up invulnerable saves. Make a chunk. Failed 6 plus the 3 mortal wounds in addition. 9 feel no pain.
You can't kill me now.
He's got 9 wounds.
If I don't roll 1 5-up,
yeah.
he's dead.
You roll 3 5s up.
It's down to 3 wounds.
3 wounds remaining. That's the end of my shooting phase. Killed an exocrine. Now defenders, fight first.
Yes.
So the Demacharion, which is not burning and on fire, lashes out 6 times, hitting on 3s. And re-rolling all failed hits, not that you need it. Wounding on 2s. That's 5 so far. 6 so far. AP minus gazillion, each doing a minimum 4 damage. I need to make 5-up invulnerable saves or die. Wow, only 2 of them died. Then a tail lashes out and hits and wounds. I make the save. Right, now it's defenders. Thorax more?
Yeah, he's on.
You know what? I just remembered another rule.
Oh dear.
It's a new codex. Here's another rule I'm learning this. You know, Vanguard are -1 toughness when you're in combat with them.
Yes, because radiation.
They're -1 strength and toughness now. So you'd be hitting me at strength 7. These guys have it as well. -1 strength and toughness. It just popped into my head from nowhere. Anyway, so I need to roll a 5 or 6, otherwise you eat me. Yeah. Okay? Right, let's roll a 5. I don't roll a 5. So you eat me and do D6 mortal wounds to the unit. For 1 mortal wound to the unit. But he has a 5-up invulnerable save for the rest of the game. 5-up, feel no pain. 5-up, feel no pain. And a 5-up, yeah. And he's got 18 wounds. What a bad boy. Right, now I can fight. 2 inches or 2 inches. Let's see if I can fight him. Right, this doggo had to hit the Demacharion. Didn't do anything. The alpha in this guy's hitting this way. Here's the alpha. I hit on 4s. And I wound on a 4 now. That's the arc maul. Didn't work. And then I'll add his 2 claws in with the 4 attacks from the other guy. Okay, so they hit on 4s, and you are toughness 6 now, but I am strength 4. And I wound. I don't wound. I don't wound. I don't wound anything. Now the Hive Tyrant gets to strike the doggo's back. 4 attacks. He hits on 2s.
I hit on 3s now because he degraded.
Is he?
Sure. Hang on. I'm just going to check, guys.
Okay. Yeah, he hits on 4s now because he's only on 3 wounds left. And he hits once. Wow. He'll wound on a 2. Yeah. And reroll the... does it?
-6. Flat.
5 of them done? Nope. How much damage?
Flat 3, I think.
So kills that guy. Yeah. So I lost...
And a tail.
3. Oh, and the tail.
Doesn't hit anyway.
Doesn't hit anyway. Okay, so I lost that guy. Interestingly enough, your Demacharion is no longer in combat. So you can jump around and kill these guys if you want to. I need a morale test. 4 plus 3 is 7. Their leadership 7, so they hold. That is the end of my turn 1. So on this flank in the first turn, the Tyranids jumped forward with their monstrous creatures, and the Hive Tyrant was set on fire twice and is on 3 wounds remaining, but still flapping, still hanging in there. And the Penitent Forge still managed to hold on to this objectives, but there are wrecked vehicles behind them here and wrecked vehicles up this end of the battle grid. In return, I've killed an exocrine, and it's 3 points each as we go into Tyranids, turn 2. And here we are after the Tyranids movement phase. The Hive Tyrant burning stays in combat with the Robo-Doggos, but the Demacharion, which was no longer engaged, has advanced all the way up this end of the battle grid. And I'm incantating the Iron Soul, which gives me a 5-up, feel no pain to mortal wounds. I've decided not to do the other one, the Doctrina Imperative, because for every plus there's also a negative, And I don't like any of the negatives when it gets to my turn. So I'm just incantating some Iron Souls about now, because there's about to be a lot of smiting coming in. The Broodlord advanced around this way from behind the wall. He can advance and charge. It looks like these guys are toast. Mind you, he's only got, what, 5, 6 attacks?
6 attacks, yeah.
So he's going to be stuck with them. Mind you, it stops the troops from coming around here, and they can shoot. So they could be in... Oh, yeah, and they can charge as well. So they could be in trouble. And then round here, you move the Exocrine one more time.
Spending the command point for the strap to move them.
So it doesn't count as though they're moving. And what's happened with these little guys along here?
They just decided just to spread out a little bit.
Okay.
They know they're probably going to be barbecued by the
Barbecued. Flappy dudes about to come in. We have Psychicness to go. Yeah. Where would you like your Psychicness to start?
So let's start off with the most important one. Mr. Broodlord with the Resonance Barb is going to cast Symbio Storm on the Hive Guard.
On the Hive Guard this time. Okay.
So here we go.
And that's a cocked. You need a 5 with the Resonance Barb. You're fine. So they'll explode on 5s and 6s?
No, they'll only explode on 6s.
Only explode on 6s?
Because they haven't got the +1. It's only they only explode with him.
Okay.
5s because of the
so re-rolling 1s and 6s count as 2 hits.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
His smite is out of range.
Out of range, yeah.
Where else
so
we go?
Let's go round to the Zoanthropes.
Zoanthropes.
Now I've put them all in range. So basically they're going to they're going to scream at your Scream first.
Okay.
So that goes.
That passes. That's D3 more wounds. So for 3, and then smite. Should we do that as well?
We'll do the smite as well.
I can't deny.
Yes.
And you need a 5.
5 for the smite. That goes off.
And that's 2d3 mortal wounds.
Yeah. So here we go. 2d3 mortal wounds. So
wow. 5 plus the 3 is 8. I've got 8 5-up incantation of the Iron Soul saves to make. That's what it does. It gives you saves against mortal wounds. 5, 8, right?
8, yeah.
8 5-up saves. The robots have 7 wounds each. I rolled too many dice, so that's my fault. I've taken 4 wounds. There's 3 left on a robot. Now the Neurothrope is going to smite.
Yeah, the Neurothrope smite.
Okay.
So 6 for him. Oh,
and he perils.
He's going to take it because he can't kill himself.
All right, so D3 on him and D6 on me.
So 1 for him, which is nice.
He's down to 4 wounds left.
D6 on your robots, so a big 2.
Big 2?
Yes.
And one of the robots is down to 1 wound remaining. You're going to horrify the robots. Yeah. I should mention, I don't think I've mentioned it on camera, he changed their protocols last turn, so they're now in punchy mode. It doesn't kick in until my command phase, though. Mm-hmm. But you're going to horrify them.
Yeah, just because, yeah. So that works.
So they're going to be -1 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to remember that one, SteveNotRob.
We do indeed. So
just like I remember your name all the time.
All the time, yeah. Like you're just so good. Let's do.
It's just this one, right?
Yeah, so I've got a Broodlord there, so he just wants smite while he's there.
Smite while he's there.
So he's
okay. 5, 6, 7 now.
7, so 7, and it doesn't go off. That's fine.
Right.
And he's gonna cast Catalyst on himself.
Catalyst
first.
Doesn't work. He doesn't have his feel no pain.
No, then he's just gonna smite.
8 this time.
No,
that doesn't go off because you could have smitten your way out of combat.
Exactly.
You smite these guys and then shoot them. It gives you the opportunity to charge these. Exactly. If they stay there, that'll be annoying. So that's the end of the psychic phase. What do we need to remember? They're exploding. They're -1 to hit. Lots of psychic wounds came out this way and dropped that robot all the way down to 1 wound left. Now we're going to shoot some guns, and the shooty Tyranid force unleashes living ammunition against the ranks of the Penitent Forge. So we're going to go on to the Exocrine. Are you going to spend the 2 CP on Pathogenic Slime?
No, because I've only got 3 CP left.
Right.
Pathogenic Slime's two command points.
Right.
But I need 2 command points
to shoot again.
To shoot the Hive Guard. So because as well he's toughness 7.
Right.
And so I wound the robots on 4s because they're toughness 7 as well.
Yes.
I can wound these on
3s. That's 24 shots instead of... Yeah, okay. Yeah. So no Pathogenic Slime.
Nope.
Instead, we have 12 shots coming out because you did spend the CP on moving and shooting. Now, you can see here.
Yeah.
So 3s to hit.
3s to hit. Reroll some 1s.
Because you count as standing still, yeah.
Yes.
And this is Strength 7 versus Toughness 7. You're winning on 4s. I see 4, 5. I see dead people.
-3.
5-up invulnerable saves. The 6s bounce back and hurt you. because of refractor field. I take 3, and then that's 6 wounds each, right?
Yes,
because it's 2 damage
wounds
each.
Yeah, two
well, that will kill that dude who doesn't blow up, and that will take 4 wounds off another dude. So machine falls. Now we have the warriors unloading into them as well. We have 3 death spitters, so 9 shots hitting on 4s.
Because
and
they can't shoot very well.
They can't shoot very well.
5's to wound.
Yeah, strength 5, toughness 7.
So
1 wound, AP minus 1. I fail the save. Take another wound. That one's down to 2 wounds left, and then you have a venom cannon.
3 shots.
2 shots.
4s. 2.
Both of them hit. Strength 8.
Yep.
Toughness 7.
Yeah. So 3s. 1.
AP minus 2.
Yep.
Let's do the refractor field. Nope. And it's D3 damage. It's got 2 wounds left, one of them. It's got 1 wound left.
2 wounds left.
1 wound left. Venom cannon from the warrior coming into the last robot.
D3 for
3 shots. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s. 2 hits there.
3s.
2 wounds there. This is AP minus 1 because of the Tempest.
Yes.
So I'll take my 4-up saves. Yes. And 1 fails. It'll be D3 damage, killing that robot, which doesn't explode. And there's 3 of the ancient beings standing. Now the Hive Guard are going to shoot at the Castellan robots. We have 12 shots, 3s to hit.
6s explode.
6s explode. Rerolling 1s. And wounding on 3s. And I am within 18-inch range, even though you're firing around corners. So these are 5-up saves I need to make with my refractor field. So that does a mortal wound back to you. All of these fail, and each is D3.
Yes. So
4 D3 damage, 1 at a time, because you could... 2 at a time.
2 at a time, because you've got 7 wounds.
Yes. So 1 takes
4
4 wounds. 5 wounds. And kills another robot, which doesn't blow up. Down to 2 robots remaining. It's not over. We're coming down to this monster. He can fire into combat. It's an assault weapon, Devour with Brain Leech Worms, 12 shots. Hitting on 4s though, because you're degraded.
Yes.
And that saved me a little bit. And it's strength 6 versus toughness 4, so you're wounding on 3s. I do only have 4-up saves though. Trying to shoot your way out of combat here. So 5 wounds, 5 4-up saves. That kills 1. And leaves 1 on 1 wound remaining. You don't shoot your way out of combat. I was worried about you charging in on these guys. And that would be the end of the shooting phase. However, SteveNotRob burning his 2 CP down to 1 left for single-minded annihilation. The Hive Guard are going to fire at the robots one more time. 3s to hit. 6s explode. Rerolling the 1. Oh, there's 3. That counts as 6 hits. There's a 1. 11 hits with explosions. 3s to wound. 6 5-up invulnerable saves. Ooh, 2 bounce back and kill 1 because 1 was already injured. Yes. And that saves me as well. And then it is 3d3 wounds at the same time. You can do it all together because you're not going to kill 1. Or you might kill 1 if you roll really high here. I say you're not going to kill 1 and I thought you might. That's 4. 4 damage, 1's down to 3 wounds remaining. But you hurt yourself.
Yeah. I
don't know how bullets can refract back up and over the wall, but, you know, them's the rules.
The rules.
And that's the end of the shooting phase. More ancient vehicles collapse. Fortunately, my doggo over there is still alive for a moment. Now we're charging with a Broodlord and some warriors going into this Vanguard squad here. Who wants to eat the Overwatch? Because there's 60 shots there.
Definitely the warriors.
Okay.
The sacrificial lambs.
Right, 60 shots fired out. I rolled 2 6s, so that's 2 auto wounds. These guys will wound on 5s. 1 hit the floor. No, just 2 wounds, and that's -1 actually. So 2 5-up saves. Yeah. I nearly killed 1, but not enough. 1's down to 1 wound remaining, and then the warriors come charging in.
Yes, of course. Yes, that's in.
Nice. Then the Broodlord came charging here. Now we're going to fight.
No, we're not. We're going to do some more charges.
More charges?
Yeah. I know this is a little bit risky, but I have a cunning plan.
You have a cunning plan?
Go on, say your phrase. So cunning it's...
Just what are you doing? I'm confused.
You're confused. Okay, so I'm going to charge my zone threats into your robots.
Are you?
In I know they're really, really bad at combat, but they got a 3-up in button, so
Yeah.
hopefully I want to tie them up from
Right,
advancing down
okay.
the street.
And then I can't charge something else.
Of course, yeah.
I like it. Okay,
And
so
you've
let's see if
used
you...
up your
I have.
thingy, so here we go.
That's an 8.
I think that's within 8.
They definitely make it. Well, within 9. Right, so, surprise, surprise, Neurothropes make it into combat with the robots. Now the Broodlord is going to start off the fight phase, hitting the Vanguard. He hits on 2s. And he hits 5 times. He's strength 4 right now because of the rad saturation, but he's still winning on 3s. And
does it? I thought it put your toughness down.
Strength and toughness now.
Wow, that's changed, isn't it? Because it used to be just toughness.
Yeah, strength and toughness. It's
that's
nice.
good. New rules, you see, guys.
3s, which I remembered after turn 2. Everything wounds. He's AP Bajillion. Yeah, I have 6-up invulnerable saves. Bionics. Wow, 2 of them live. You just claw off bits I don't need. Right, not paying into interrupt. We have the Warriors. They have 3 attacks each. They hit on 3s with their siding talons.
No, yes, they do, yes. Yeah. 3.
It's 4s to shoot and 3s, and reroll 1s, that's what they do. Yeah, 4 shooting and 3s punching. Tyranids much prefer punching than shooting. Well, some of them do.
Well, they prefer, but they're...
What's your strength now?
My strength will be down to 3 now.
Okay, so forced to wound.
Yes.
The radiation, even the dreaded Tyranid does not like radiation.
5 wounds at no minus because them big scything talons they've got there have no minus.
For some strange reason.
Yes.
4-up saves.
Like
you kill 3 more.
The big piles of foam, really.
Big piles of what?
Foam at the end of
I thought you said something rude. So let's headbutt with the Zoanthropes. This will be hilarious if they do anything. Forced to hit.
Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
That, so.
They hit 4 times.
Look at that.
They need 5s to wound, though.
Yeah.
They wound once. No, they don't headbutt. This is funny when they actually do something. Down to the Hive Tyrant.
No, you attack.
Oh, I do. Yeah, so I can punch you with my Arc Maul, and I hit you 4 times. I am strength 6, you're toughness 6. Now, we've remembered it now, because the Arc Maul is +3, so... I actually wound you 4-up invulnerable save. You make the save. And then my clawed limbs hit you twice, and wound you once, 3-up save.
Fine.
You make that. Now, 4 attacks back, hitting on 4s, because he's on fire.
Yes. Let's see if the tail can do anything. Come on, tail.
Tail hits.
Here we go. Yes.
Tail wounds. And I fail the save.
And you got 1 wound left.
And he kills the doggo, finally. He consolidates towards the objective. Then we come back here to the robots. Now, I would be hitting you. See, my command protocol thing kicks in my command phase.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still got a weapon skill of 4-up now. Yeah. -1 with a horror.
Yes.
I'm hitting on 5s.
Woohoo!
So charging me was probably a good idea. So 5s to hit. I hit 3 times. I am strength 10. I wound 3 times. 3 up invulnerable saves.
1 goes through.
And it does a flat 3 damage.
One.
So I pop the brain of one of them. Right, the Vanguard. Turns out 10 of them can hit them. Yeah? And I'm strength 3, you're toughness 3. But I can spend a CP on machine superiority, which gets me up a strength. So I can wound you on 3s. Yeah. But I do hit on 4s. And then instead of... See, this is good, because previously I'd be wounding you on 5s. Now I'm wounding you on 3s. And I'm doing this because there's a warrior on 1 wound, and they have a 4-up save. So hopefully I can kill 1. So 4-up saves, sir. I kill 1. Sweet. Now I've got 4 attacks, +1 for the Princeps or Alpha into the Broodlord, hitting on 4s. Oh. Because +1 to my strength would have been strength 4, -1 to your toughness. I could have... I didn't hurt him. That's the end of all of that fight. That's the end of that. Now let's do some morale. Robots have a leadership of 10, so they're fine. I lost 6 here, so I need a 1 to pass. Let's see if they pass. I don't roll a 1. Now, Incantation of the Iron Soul means that you ignore any modifiers when it comes to combat attrition, but I haven't lost more than half anyway. So, 13 dice. Don't roll any 1s. I rolled 1-1.
1-1, lovely.
Only 2 go. And that's the end of that. And so at the end of turn 2, the Tyranids push the Penitent board back in this corner and smash through their foes in the other corner. You're on the 3 objectives that you need to control, making it 6 points to 3. The Flappy Boys, the sterilizers, will now fall in from the sky and try and turn the tide of battle as we go on to Admech turn 2. And so here we are after the Penitent Forge's movement phase. This plucky band of heroes have moved away from the Demecharian just in case it turns around and comes back and tries to rip them from their holy objective down here. And the Hive Tyrant is on 3 wounds left without Catalyst. They've got 1 shot. Don't miss this opportunity to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo.
Their lifetime.
Mom's spaghetti. Weak arms are heavy. The thing has happened now. So they're now weapon skill 2, but horrified. So weapon skill 3. And the Tech Priest has told this dude to hit better. That's what's happening around here. Up at this end, I've fallen out of combat with the Vanguard because I mean to shoot my way through the stuff here because my Flappy Boys have jumped in here. 5 are in range to hit the Warriors. 5 are in range to hit your little bugs over there. Then you're going to have to run to try and get on that objective. It is an objective points game. And that means all of my army is basically in this 12 inches, 18 inches of the battle grid, except for these dudes down here. So it's desperate stuff, but perhaps I can hold on to this objective. Perhaps I can take you off of that objective there. The Demecharian's caught somewhere in the middle. This 18 wound, 5 up invulnerable save, 5+ feel no pain, monster. I've seen lists online with 3 of these guys in it, and I can see why. So let's start with our plucky band of heroes. This is the squad with the plasma caliber. Let's overcharge it. Let's shoot at this guy here. And I'm tempted to do the thing, because right now I'm strength 3, you're toughness 7. There's a strat I can put on these guys so they wound on 4s. It's 1 CP. Let's do that. Yes, it's called enriched rounds, enriched radiation rounds. But first, plasma caliber, overcharging, hitting on 3s. He's dead. Let's command point that as well. He's not dead. I hit you both times. Strength 8, toughness 7.
Yep.
I'm wounding on 3s.
You are.
I wound you both times. 4 up, invulnerable saves, 3 wounds left. He's down to 1 wound left. Unless you CP that, you've got your last command point. You're going to get 1 next turn. No?
No.
No? 1 CP left. Right. Now let's shoot him with enriched radiation rounds. 3 shots each, hitting on 3s. 6s auto wound. Forgot about that. Now, instead of wounding you on 6s, these will wound you on 4s. And now you have 7 3-up saves to make to try and keep your Flappy Boy alive. Your beautiful converted Hive Tyrant. I've seen you do better than this. You can easily make this. Easily. He's dead.
He's dead, Dave.
These heroes can breathe a sigh of relief for now. Now I'm coming all the way around to this other end of the battle grid and I'm spending 2 CP on galvanic volley fire. So their heavy guns become rapid fire too. Mm-hmm. Your Broodlord's in rapid fire range. And instead of AP -1, he's put the thing on them, so it's AP -2. But I don't think I need to do that. Anyway, yeah, galvanic fire, rapid fire 2. You're in rapid fire range, so firing at you 40 times. Sorry, what now?
Well, the lookouts are rule.
Oh, yes.
Because you're 3 inches within 3 models.
So ignore everything I just said.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Let's flame on first.
Flame on before you do that.
5 of these are going to flame this way. 5 of them are going to flame that way. I really need... Man, it's AP -1. See, I'm thinking about Wrath of Mars again, but it's only 1 CP, so I might as well spend it. So let's spend the 1 CP on Wrath of Mars, because the power level of that unit is 9, I think. And 5d6 shots are going to hit your warriors automatically. 14 shots. Wounding on 4s. -1. 5 up saves.
5 ups. Okay, so 1 dies and 1 takes 2 wounds.
Yeah, and that's a mortal wound in addition. Could have been better, Steve.
Could have been.
There's 4 flamers going that way, actually, because the Princeptor's that side, and he hasn't got one. Into the little bugs for this number of auto hits. 13 hits, which will kill on 3s, and 6s do mortals in addition, because I'm strength 4, -1. I think that's the squad. Yay! Burn, bugs, burn. Okay, so I still can't fire at your Broodlord. So my Dominus, he moved with a heavy gun, shooting at the warriors. So I'm hitting on 3s because it's heavy. I hit you once. It's strength 6. A wound, no AP.
Fine.
Damn it. So 8 Cognis Stubbers from these into them. And the neutron laser can see and is going to shoot all the way through at those warriors there. Try and one-tap. I should shoot the Demecharian, shouldn't I? Ooh, no, I'm going to shoot him. He's got horror. I'll shoot him. I'm going to shoot him with the thing. But first shoot them. This is 3s to hit because I'm shooting through all that foliage. And I only hit 4 times. It is 4s to wound. A wound once. If you could fail a 4-up save.
Nope.
Damn it. And then a neutron laser will hit the neurophrope in the face for 1 shot, hitting on a 3. It hits, wounding on a 2. It wounds, 4-up invulnerable save. 3-up invulnerable save, and you make it. Okay, so it does occur to me that the Lookout Sir rule only lasts if there is 3 guys within range. So now I can shoot him. So now all those CP that I already put in the pot, I can unload 40 shots into him at AP -2. But I only really need the AP -1. So I'm thinking about putting some shots that way. So what I'm going to do, because he's got a nice Gun of Doom as well. He'll fire his Gun of Doom into him first. He stays still. He hits on a 2. And it's strength 7. It wounds. 4-up and 5-up invulnerable save, sorry.
Nope.
And that's a flat 3 damage with his Magna Rail Lance, putting the Broodlord down to 3 wounds left. So at rapid fire 2, I've got 40 shots. So I'm going to be greedy, SteveNotRob.
Greedy.
I'm going to put 20 into the Warriors and 20 into the Broodlord.
Okay.
Let's start off against the Warriors. 3s to hit, rerolling 1s. And 4s to wound. Now it's AP -2 because of the Manipulus. So 8 6-up saves, 4 wounds remaining in that squad. Cool, there's the Warriors gone. Now I'll pick up all my 20 dice again. Yeah. And shoot the Broodlord in the face. Rerolling 1s. Dude, that was 18 hits after the reroll. That's pretty good. 5s to wound though. Wounds not so good. 5-up invulnerable saves. That wounding was terrible. But he did. He's dead. The Broodlord goes down. Unless you want to CP that. No? Okay, so it worked. It was messy, but I got there in the end. The last thing left to fire is my Castellan robots. They've got, actually the guns are heavy, so you can fire them in close combat. They're not blast. And they auto hit you. And they auto hit you 10 times. And they're strength 5, so only 3s to wound. And so that is 6 3-up invulnerable saves, because that's what zone tropes do. And 1 takes a wound. And then I'm going to charge with my Data Smith. He goes flying in there. That is the end of my shooting phase. Now let's punch. I start with my Data Smith with his Power Fist. He only has 2 attacks, and he hits once. And at strength 8, he wounds once. 3-up invulnerable save.
Fine.
And you make it, which is unfortunate for me because that's a damage 2, and it would have punched you. Right, now you get to headbutt me back.
4 headbutts.
Yes, 4 headbutts, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s.
4 Vinnie Joneses. Okay.
Everything hits.
Wow, okay.
Can you wound? 1 wound. And I make the save. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, he healed 3 wounds back on him.
Yep.
When
in the movement phase.
In the movement phase, into the movement phase, repair protocol thingamajig. Okay, so I would be hitting you on 2s. Now I'm hitting you on 3s because of the horror. And that's 5 1s. A Yahtzee of 1s. We like 1s. Do I actually CP this? I might as well. It's command phase. I've got loads of CP. CP that.
CP for days.
Okay, so I hit you 6 times. I'm wounding on 2s. The reason why I CP this is because every failed save is 3 damage, kills 1.
Lovely.
So I'm hoping you fail all your saves. And there's another couple of ones. 4. 3-up invulnerable saves. You could fail them all.
Or I could fail 2.
You failed 2.
So 2 dead.
2 dead, leaving 2 remaining. At least that means there's only D3 wounds coming out with the smite. And because the unit has less than 3 models, there's only 1 psychic power coming out of there. So I've stopped you psychic screaming, and I've stopped you doing 2 D3 wounds on the smite. But you have locked up the robots, which means... Anyway, that's the end of turn 2. That was okay. What do you think? I thought that fight back was pretty good. Killed the Broodlord, killed the Warriors, killed that squad over there, hurt them. I don't know if I hurt anything else. Oh, killed the Hive Tyrant and defended my home objective. And at the end of turn 2, I'm still on 3 objectives along here. It's been a brutal game, actually. SteveNotRob's dead pile is massive. My dead pile is massive. The Penitent Forge are digging in this corner, ready to push forward this way. So it's 6 points each. But the Demacharian can now pounce, maybe the Exocrine. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. I don't know how it's going to end. Jeff, you got any ideas? I have no idea.
I have no idea now.
It's called Tyranids turn 3. Right, here we are after the Tyranids movement and psychic phase. This big squad of Rangers have been horrified, and the robot's been knocked down from 6 to 2 wounds remaining with smites coming in. And you tried to do the 6 explode spell on them, but failed. You had 2 CP, but you're not spending it because you want to keep it for single-minded annihilation. And these little guys over here are hanging in there. You're regrouping around the corner. I did let you know that there is a strat to put these guys back in reserve, and then they can drop down next turn. Yeah. But if I take them off, then you can spread out again if you need to. Mm-hmm. It only costs a CP, but they can jump back into the sky. And you're moving forward this way to try and contest the objectives. You had to advance with the warriors forward. Mm-hmm. You got a good enough roll to get within 3 inches of the corner of that objective there. So you will be scoring it. But they have got assault weapons, so -1 to shoot when they're shooting. You can't be -2 through the trees because this is 9th edition, so they can still shoot even though they advanced. So you're racing back this way to cover your own home objectives and try and punch your way through these robots here. For my Doctriners and Canticles, the Canticle I have though in effect now is called Litany of the Electromancer. It's changed completely. What it is it's now -1 to hit me. So these guys, when he comes flying in, it's -1 to hit me. I like it. And the other one I did was Bulwark Optimization, which means I +1 to my armor, but -3 to my movement or something. Okay. So these guys have now got 3-up saves. That's got a 2-up save. It doesn't work on them because they're not Skitari. It does slow these guys down, but I figure I am in range 9 inches of jumping on that objective anyway. So a 9-inch move will get me in range if I flame them off. So flame on. But yeah, +1 to my armor save, -1 to hit me when you hit me. We've done the psychic. Now let's shoot some guns. So we're starting with the Exocrine firing through the dense cover into the flappy dude. So he's hitting on 4s with his plasma shots. Some of these shots will get deflected by the trees. You can reroll a 1 though because you're Kronos. It didn't help you. 6 hits at strength 7, toughness 3, 2s to wound. Everything wounds. Now, they're 2 damage. I have 2 wounds. Each failed save will kill 1, but they have 5-up and vulnerable saves. Can I make a bunch of 5s? I can only make 1 5. I must CP that. I make 2 5s. 4 of the flappy boys die. That puts me down to 4 CP remaining. Now we have Death Spitters spitting through the foliage, hitting on 4s and wounding on 3s. That's 5 hits coming in there, 4 hits coming in there, and 4 wounds coming in there, +1 to my armor save. He's raping -1, so I'm back to a 4-up save, and another flappy boy gets taken out. Last thing left, Father Hive Guard. You're picking up the flappy boys one more time. Yes. 4s to hit through those trees there. Rerolling 1s. Good luck. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn wow, good, actually. That's 10 hits. At strength 8, you're going to be wounding them on 3s, 2s to wound. Looks like you're going to wipe out the squad. Yes. 8 5-up saves. Wow. So that's 6 times D3 damage on the 5 remaining guys. They are a trade unit. You drop them in, do one thing, then you lose them. So D3. No, that is 1 at a time. 1 at a time. D3. So 1's dead. 2's dead. 2's dead. 3's dead. 4 is dead and 5 for the last one. Perfect shooting wipes out the flappy boys completely. So that shooting was brilliant because it stops me being able to jump in and contest that objective there. Now spending your last 2 COP on single-minded annihilation, what are you picking? Well, it's a toss-up between the Onager Dream Crawler and the Skitari units. Okay. After a long, hard think, yes, and lots of my 2 brain cells burning together. Yes. It's no point shooting the Dune Crawler because I can't kill it in that round. You'll probably like to heal it again. Yeah, flat 3. I've got to try and take some of your mobility away. So okay. I'm going to put everything into... Big squad, little squad? Well, they're horrified, aren't they? They're horrified? So... The non-horrified squad? Probably the non-horrified squad. Okay. So I can go across and pop it. 3's to hit? You're not firing through any trees? No. And then 2's to wound? Reroll that. Oh yeah, reroll the 1s. Thingy. So all of them wounds, that's 6 at -2. Well, I have a 3-up save. -2 becomes a 5-up save because of my bulwark thingy bob. And you kill 4. Nice. That's the end of the shooting phase. Now the Democarian's going to charge the robots. Don't roll snake eyes.
Serious? I wish you wouldn't say that.
You rolled snake? No,
I didn't.
You managed to get in there and join the fight.
Party.
So at the start of the fight phase, you're more than 3 inches away from my data smith, so I cannot do the thing on you with the nano scarab swarm thing, which stops you from fighting.
It does. Makes me fight last.
Makes you fight last. So in this case, it isn't happening. You've got 6 attacks from Democarian into the robots, hitting on 3s.
Minus. Am I minus 1 because you put some sort of spell on them?
Oh yeah, hitting on 4s.
Hitting on
yes,
4s.
It's not a spell. It's techno.
So
it's the electricity.
Yeah.
You're getting zzz, you're getting tickled by the electromancer.
So 4s, but a reroll.
Reroll everything, yeah, because that's what they do.
Does.
So 3 hits so far. Here's the rerolls. 5 hits in total. Nice. Strength, what is it? 8?
Strength 8 now.
Toughness 7. Wounding on 3s. 4 wounds at AP -3. So I need to make 6s because my save is currently... The 5-up refractor field only works in shooting.
Yes.
So 6s. I don't make any. And each is D3 plus 3.
Yeah.
So the first one kills that. And then you've got that, which kills all the other ones. Do the robots blow up? No, they don't blow up. They just get wrecked. The Democarian consolidates. The Data Smith lashes out in a fit of rage and hits once. And wounds once. 3 up and Van.
Fine.
And passes the save, which would have killed one because one was injured. But that is the end of Tyranid's turn. 3. I have a morale test to take here. I lost 4. And that's a failed morale. And the unit is below half strength, so combat attrition kicks in. I've got 7 left. 7 left. 1s and 2s, I will lose some more. I lose 3 more. And so firing in at the Vanguard was the right thing to do. There's only 4 of them remaining. The robots have been ripped apart and the Democarian is heading straight for the Penitent Forge lines as we go to Admech turn 3. Here we are after the Admech movement phase. These heroes are ducking back into cover here and not much movement around here. My Tech Priest Manipulus told them to shoot better. So they're going to be hitting, the range is increased and the AP is up by 1 to AP -2. And it's Operation Kill the Democarian, really. So let's try and kill the Democarian. So I'm spending 2 CP on the rapid fire stratagem again on the Rangers. So those 20 guys, 2 shots each, which is
40.
And at rapid fire 2, it's 80.
80, wow. It's like an orc now.
80 shots into Democarian. Hitting on 4s, I am firing through a tree. This is 40. And I do reroll 1s. And I need 5s to wound after the reroll, but these are 5 off and vulnerable saves. 7 so far at -2, so 7 5 up and buns. And then 7 5 up. Ooh, he feels the pain. So 6 feeling the pains. 18 wounds to get through. And you made 4 of them. Sometimes I was gonna say something nasty.
Yeah, hate me.
Let's do it again. First rank fire, second rank fire. Rerolling 1s. Loads of 1s, look. That was terrible. 5s to wound. Only 5, Steve. 5 in buns.
5.
Saving 1. Now this is the time where you make 4 of your feel no pains. You make 1 of them, so he takes another 3 wounds. How many have you taken off?
13 he's on now.
13. Right, spending the CP on Galvanic, the radium thingy bobs. 1 minute. What's the thing? Enriched rounds. That's what they're called. 3s to hit you with these guys though. 6s auto wound, and then what was that? That was a 6.
Yeah.
And then these, because they're enriched, instead of wounding you on 6s, these will wound you on 4s. And they're AP dash though. 6 3-up saves. Bit by bit, I will cut this demon apart.
Little by little.
Ooh, you failed 3. And now you past 5 of your shrugs. All of your shrugs. Nope, 2 more. 2 more wounds off. How many's he got left?
11 now.
11. The Volkite from Adominus. Hits every time. It's strength 6. I need 5s to wound. Doesn't wound. See, the thing is about this gun is 6s to wound do 2 mortal wounds.
Is it 2 now?
It's 2 now instead of 1.
Just 1,
yeah. The Magna Rail Rifle, the Lance from him, hits and it's strength 7. Doesn't wound, and that's -3 damage. I did the pistol from the Data Smith. Didn't do anything. Pistol from the Tech Engine Seer. This will be hilarious. Hits And it wounds. No, it's strength 3, isn't it? So it doesn't wound. Okay, so it won't be hilarious. Right, neutron laser to the face.
Yes.
This is going to have to work. I get 1 shot. Command point. I get 1 shot. This isn't going to work. And I miss.
Oh no.
I miss. You're in the trees. I draw the line through the trees.
Get 8 shots of the stabbers.
I'm hitting on 3s because of the trees. I wound 1 more time.
Fine.
And my whole army shot at a Demacharian. Not that I've got much of my army left. And dropped it down to 11 wounds. That is the end of my turn. We've got some headbutts, over here.
2 headbutts.
2 headbutts.
Let's do it now.
1 hits.
1 hit and a wound.
It does wound. And I make the save. Then I punch you back with my power fist.
Fist me.
I hit you twice. No, that's really cool. I hit you twice.
Yep.
I wound you twice. 3 up invulnerable save or death, because one of them's on 2 wounds.
No. Therefore, that's a neurothroat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'll be fine. You're fine then. So 1 drops down to 1 wound remaining. That is the end of the Penitent Forge's turn 3. Now we go on to Tyranids turn 4. Here we are at the end of the Tyranids turn in turn 4. This is the very end of the turn, and we have to say at this point that I can see this is the way the world ends. What happened was the Hive Guard and the Exocrine fired down at the Honored Dunecrawler and blew it up. That was easy to do. The Demacharian came charging round and wiped out the Tech Priest engines here on there, securing SteveNotRob and 2 points for my objectives and the 3 points for his objectives. And I've got this left. These guys continue to slap each other, the Neurothropes and the Data Smith doing no damage to each other. But I've got this stuff down here. And there's no way for me to score enough points to get back in the game. Maybe I should have shot the Demacharian in earlier turns, but yeah, I don't know. I think the thing is here is you came bowling around and you did what you needed to do. I tried to push around with my units around that way and didn't do what I needed to do. Your first turn was brutal.
We always knew whoever went first would be brutal.
It was one of those lists, yeah.
Very good. I mean, I've built a list to shoot. In Admech shoot well anyway.
I liked your list because you've got the double Exocrines with Dermic Symbiosis on, and Hive Guard are always good. Yeah. So, and with Chronos rerolling hit rolls of 1, and with that
Symbiosis one.
That one, that spell, meant that your shooting was considerable. And then you had Psychic Punch with the Neurothrope, Zoanthropes, and you had Punch with the Demacharian and with the Flappy Hive Tyrant over here.
Yeah, the Flappy Hive Tyrant didn't do as well as I thought he would do. He couldn't really kill.
Interestingly enough, I failed a bunch of saves when it came to taking saves against your shooting attacks, but the doggers wouldn't fail their saves quick enough. So they hung in there and hung in there and hung in there.
More dogs is the key.
And yeah, your Demacharian managed to wreck robots and things, but the big monsters tend to get bogged down when they hit loads of things. And dogs with a 5 up invulnerable save, well, I was taking... Mind you, I think when he came flying in there as well against the dogs, you were not wounding, you were missing some of the wounds.
No, I think if you look back at the footage, I think you were just saving loads of invulnerable saves. So
maybe that was what it was.
I think it was that, yeah, you just great saves.
But it was a good Tyranid list. Powerful shooting in the backfield, powerful punch up in the midfield. Plus,
I mean, the only powerful punch really is Demacharian, because that's got the newer rules for the Tyranids at the time of filming. We're still waiting on a codex. At the moment, Tyranids still perform better shooting than they do in combat, which is
wrong.
Wrong. I would like to run more of a combat list, but obviously, I knew I was up against the Admech today, and I needed a fairly strong list because they're a fairly good codex.
So, what do you think of the new codex then? What do you think? There were some tricks, like these guys firing 80 times is scary.
I think it's a good codex, but I think it's one of those that it's a niche codex. You've got to know how to play it to get the most out of it. It's like what I refer to as a Dark Elder codex, a Jakari codex.
Or Harlequin codex, yeah.
Yeah, you've really got to know it to make it sing and dance and whistle and all that.
It's a finesse thing.
It's very much a finesse thing.
This worked for me, I think. The Vanguard, these guys with their strat, which allows them to wound on a 4, that's 1 CP. Their rapid fire strat is 2 CP, but as soon as you get within 15-inch range or 18-inch range, because he's buffed them, That's 80 shots coming out of there. Yeah. So that little thing, that kind of worked.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, like I said, we read the rules over and over again and the strats, and
still
we probably
made mistakes.
missed loads of mistakes. But again, it's one of those, I think, unless you play it a whole lot of times, and maybe this is your first time with a new codex, so it is trial by fire or trial by ice, as they should say.
What, because of Blizzard?
Yeah, you like that?
I like what you did there.
Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on the neutron lasers because they're D3 shots still. I would have liked them to have been heavy 2
so would I,
instead of D3.
Yeah.
I do like what they've done with the las cannons on the Dune Striders. They're 75 points each.
They're really good if they
So 2 of them, 150 points for 4 las cannon shots coming out.
I knew they would be one of the worst things. I'm just really lucky that I managed to take out all 3 of them.
Strength 9, -3, D3, +3.
Move, the ability to move fast, shoot, and nothing's really, you can't really hide from them as
no, because they're quite tall. Plus, you can put the thing on them so they're hitting on 2s.
Yeah, really good.
150 points for 2 of them, and they're good. I think they're good if you make the saves.
But so, in all, I think, like I said, you probably could make a stronger list, but it's just remembering everything, you know.
Well, yeah, it's my first dive in. I think the robots, this move with the Neurothroats, with the 3-up invulnerable save unit into the robots was genius. Well done.
Yeah, that was
I like that. If very well, I'd have punched through every failed save would have killed one, but they were a problem, those robots. In the end, that 600 plus point chunk of robots did nothing.
Nothing. No,
they just bounced and got stuck and didn't go anywhere.
I think the best thing they done was reflect wounds and kill a hive guard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You killed a hive guard from repulsor field, is it?
Yeah.
Field, yeah.
So I don't know. Admech they're doing what Admech do essentially. The army feels like the army used to feel, only with a bit more punch. That's what it feels like to me. It's got a bit more punch to it. I think I need some more Iron Striders with las cannons because they're suddenly very good now. Cognis las cannons.
No, I think really, I don't think you need anything more. I mean, you just need to learn to play them better. It's like we said before. I don't mean that nasty. I mean, learn the strategy, learn what does what. Like I said, you started off by saying it's very much a level 1 sort of or level 3 version of an Admech army. You could build up to a level 1, where everything's like layers, like a layer cake, and play them really effectively, because I think they are a good army. They will cause a lot of people problems, but
I'm thinking, what would a good Admech army look like? I'm thinking, would mass infantry and the doggos do it? Because these guys are quite cheap at 8 points each, so you could bring quite a lot of infantry and hoard up quite well. Yeah, another thing you could 100%. Do with infantry is you can bring the electro priests instead of the robots, because the electro priests are a lot cheaper. They have a 5-up invulnerable save and a 5-up shrug, and if they kill something in close combat, it's not 3-up now, it's 3-up invuln, it's a 4-up invuln. But a 4-up invuln with a 5-up shrug is still good. So maybe some priests, maybe these guys shooting, because I found that these could hurt with a mass volley of firepower with the strats in place. They could hurt with maybe some Iron Striders in the backfield. I don't know.
I almost think by the looks of it, of what the little I've just read of it, actually, you're right. I think a horde army of just small little troops could be very, very deadly.
160 points for 20.
That's good.
So you could bring 6 times 120. That's a lot of board coverage. Lots of shots going out all over the place.
It's just mass weight of fire.
The weight of fire could be pretty brutal. Mind you, blast weapons, that's the thing. You didn't have any blast weapons. No. So going up against a unit, an army that has... That would hurt those large squads.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot to think about with the new Admech codex. Certainly a lot of different ways to play them now, which is a good thing. Because they used to play one way. Now they've got some more options. I also think the Stratoraptors are good. The flying things, because they've got 2 las cannon shots plus 6 heavy phosphor blaster shots. They're only at 160 points. So having a couple of them flying around. You do need close combat in 9th edition, though, to come forward and cover objectives, hence the robots. You can't just stay back and dance around the edges. You need to get on these objectives. You need to be able to push forward. So It'll be interesting to see what lists people come up with as they play with this very complex codex.
Yes, very complex.
You've got Admech.
Yeah, I have got Admech.
You looking forward to playing with them?
No. Because I could barely remember the rules to all my other armies. So.
Sweet. Okay. Right. Battle map from urbanmats.co.uk. All the terrain is from gamemat.eu, except for the GW stuff. The dice is available on the deploymentzone.tv merchandise page. If you'd like to support me, then please consider subscribing to the Deployment Zone. I'm also on Patreon. If you put DZTV into Patreon, you can support me on Patreon that way. That's another way to do it. If you join the Deployment Zone, you get access to the Discord. If you join the Patreon, you get access to the full Discord, because we've got a number of people in the Deployment Zone. Sorry, a number of people in the patrons who don't actually watch all the extra videos. They're just there for all the community stuff. Because we've got community events coming this summer. We've got the one up north, which you're not going to. No, the one down south is you'll probably be going to. Then we've got the one at Firestorm. There's the one at Big coming up. We've got, part of the community. See, I want Deployment Zone to be more than just videos. It is a community, but I want it to have events happening in the community as well. So we're making, now the lockdown is beginning to unlock and then lock up tight again, and then unlock again, and then lock up tight again. But every step, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. As it's beginning to do this, we're actually leaving the house, which is nice. It's nice. You played with someone the other day.
I did. I played with someone last week.
Did you have fun playing with your friends?
Yeah, we had a 3-way. It was brilliant.
Yeah? Did you win?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
By 1 point. Woohoo.
By 1 point?
1 point was a
nice.
good game.
Where did you get the rules for the 3-way?
I think it was in a Daka forum site. Someone who created a 3-way game.
Nice.
Basic, simple one. Basic control your objective marker control in the centre. It was great fun. It's
cool.
Really good fun. And we rolled off to see who went first each time.
Did you?
It was really good.
Every turn the first person changed?
Yes, it was great fun. It was a lot of laughs. We had a lot of fun playing it.
Did you have beer?
They did. I was a teetotal. Tea is the alcohol for champions.
Okay. Oh yeah, you love your tea phase.
I do. The tea phase, most important phase. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
It is the most important phase.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Happy wargaming.